Alright guys, Hurndig Fusion day number 5. I always update you guys on the plan, so we're going to do that today as well, but I'm also always changing the plan, alright? Because every day something maybe new is going to happen or something else is going to come to light that is going to overall change the plan and my strategy to get either better rewards, more champions, or just to have an easier time to complete this fusion. So what I have for you guys today is a handful of reasons of why I will not summon. Yes, I repeat, I will not summon any shards today. At least maybe by explaining why I'm not going to do it, it is going to hopefully help you guys better determine if you should summon or not. So all that said, let's jump right into today's video. But before we get to all that, a quick reminder that I will be streaming tonight on Twitch at 7:30 Eastern Time. Also, I want to thank you guys, alright, because almost a year ago, I started streaming Raid Shadow Legends at roughly 3 days a week, give or take 2-3 hours a day. So let's face it, I'm not a huge streamer, but we've recently been able to reach partner, and so you guys made that happen. Thank you so much. As well, tonight, we're probably going to do a few viewer summons, I guess. If you guys really want to summon and you want to let me open your shards, and great, I'm always willing to do that. So do join in for the fun, and we'll most likely have a giveaway as well, so don't miss out on that. Now, on to the game and the updated plans. We're on day number 5. We've been working on a few things. Here's what I've pushed to try and complete. That was yesterday's video. It was a champion training event, which I only got to like completing kind of like this morning, okay? So that allowed me to get a Mycolis, and if you grab this guy during the champion chase tournament, that was an extra 50 points. Grabbing this guy here will be an extra 10 points as well, so might as well do that. And then we kept working on this, so I still, as of yet, have not touched the Fire Night tournament whatsoever. Now, this is maybe a little bit risky, but with the milestone being so low and knowing how many points I generate and the amount of free-to-play energy I get within 2 days, I'm not too worried about this. I know I can do this, but this requires planning. So again, be cautious if you follow my plan to the letter. I wouldn't want you guys to get screwed by this a little bit. Then we have the Champion Chase tournament, and I'll get back to that in a second. But first, let's go check out this plan here real quick. Sorry. So here we are. All right. So this is the plan as of yesterday, basically. Not much has changed at this point, right? We're still just working on our things, but I guess the only point of note here is that I did push for the champion training event like I said I would, and then I said for the champion chase tournament I was going to do 2 sacred shards and like 500 mystery shards. That was my big plan. I am scrapping that entirely. I'm saying literally I'm not opening any shards today, all right? And we'll get back to that in a second. So it's going to modify basically my total resources at the bottom. Okay, so I'll update that once I go over the reasons, and then we'll come back to the plan. I will also point out something here. I did modify the amount of food that I keep. I said rank 4s and rank 3s. This is what I started with. This is not what I plan on using. I will have to probably generate more food from mystery shards at some point. This is just what I had walking into the fusion. All right, this is sort of how I prepare for all this so that I don't have to summon a ton of extra food necessarily during the fusion itself, because sometimes it can get pretty intense. All right, so anyway, that's the updated plan, but now let's go over the couple of reasons why I strongly believe you should not summon. The number 1 reason is that for this particular champion chase tournament, if you had the right elements in place, you simply did not need any shards. You literally did not need to summon any shards to get to your second Mycolis, and that is what I was able to accomplish today. If you want to have a breakdown of how I did that, I do have a game on clip, this one right here. No shard champion chase tournament is what I'm calling this. It will be available in the description below if you guys want to have a look at that. All right, so yeah, number 1 thing, you just don't need to. So why would you not want to do that? Well, obviously to save on the shards, but why would you want to save on the shards if it's a 2x sacred event? Is that not a good time for you to summon? Yes, it is a good time for you to summon. You will technically have a better chance at getting a legendary champion, but at a certain point you don't want to do too many 2x events. That's right, I'm kind of reaching the point where I'm going to call myself a somewhat whale here in the game, where there's literally probably a handful of legendary champions that I need on my account to make a difference. So what I'm targeting now is a 10x event over a 2x event, more and more and more. Yes, I get reduced chances, but guys, at this point I'm getting dupes. I'm starting to have that problem of like too many dupes that I don't use, right? Some of them are good, don't get me wrong, like, you know, getting a couple more rotos is great, but sometimes it's just too much. So I have, you know, a lot of dupe champions in here, which I really don't use. Instead, I want to target specific champions. All right, so that was reason number 2 for you. Now, the next one here would be probably another kind of obvious one, is that if you summon during a champion chase tournament, what are your most likely going to get? You're going to get epic champions, right? You're going to get epic champions. And how much do those count for? They count for 250 points. Now, a legendary counts for 500 points, but when you summon during a summon rush, you get 500 points regardless. So technically your sacred shards are more valuable spent during summon rushes, and we do have an upcoming summon rush, and you do want to take advantage of your shards being more valuable at that point. Okay, so then that's kind of the next point here, is that I'm literally kind of like counting my pennies here, because I want to be able to use this 1500 points towards the summon rush to then only have to use hopefully a handful of ancient shards to complete it. Or actually, should I not even say completed, because I know I can do it with just the sacred shards, but it's actually to push in the summon rush. So that's another reason for you guys, is that I want to have enough points to not only reach the rare champion, I want to be able to get to the epic champion. So here's an example of a previous summon rush. I believe this one was Astrodon, whatever, right? The epic champion is usually at 3000 points. So if I get 1500 points with just my sacred shards, then I need way less ancient shards, and more importantly, way less void shards. There's also the possibility that this champion will be at 3500 points because it is an epic void champion, okay? And of course, like, if it is the case, I still have enough shards, but I really need those sacred shards to pull that off. I might get more, but as of what I have right now, that is how I'm analyzing this, and I don't want to risk it, because here's the next reason for you guys. Scathix is really good. I actually think he's pretty much a game changer on your account. If you're able to get another copy of this guy, and Hoforis, by the way, I think it's going to help your account tremendously, because as I've said before, this skill right here is one of the hardest obtainable skills, I guess, or combinations of effects into one skill. Not a lot of other champions in the game can do this. Remove all debuffs from all allies, and then place a block debuffs and a shield buff on all allies for 2 turns, and it does look like you're going to get the block debuffs first. So that alone right there, guys, is huge. All right, it is absolutely amazing to have on any champion. You also have an AoE steal or strip of 1 buff, 1 random buff. It's not a full-on strip, but at least it's 100% chance. Guys, Scathix here is a great champion to have on your account. And finally, the last reason why I do not want to summon today is actually because, and that's going to lead me back to the plan, I want to save my void shards. I don't want to have to spend too many void shards for the summon rush. I'd rather spend the sacred shards and the ancient shards, because the void shards, I do want to spend those in a 2x event. All right, so that's the big difference here, is that 10x events with ancient shards and sacred shards, that's sort of what I'm doing now. Before void shards, I still require a ton of void legendary champions. Therefore, I'm going to try and keep those as much as possible for a 2x event. So by not spending them next week on the summon rush, I can in fact save those for the upcoming 2x void event in 2 weeks. Now let's go to the plan, which now has the new values for me to get Scathix next week during the summon rush. All right, so we're in fact probably going to have to spend more shards to get this, right? That's the reality, trying to get an extra copy of this champion. So we are still going to spend our 3 sacred shards, but if I would have spent 2 today, I wouldn't be able to do this, right? We're going to have to spend our 40 ancient shards and then a certain number of void shards, depending if it's 3000 points or 3500 points for the milestone. I might be able to get away with some mystery shards. That is still something I'm hoarding quite a bit. In fact, I could save all my void shards and only burn a ton of mystery shards. That is an option, especially since we're going to have the champion training tournament, right? So I might need to generate some food. I'm pretty much using up all the food that I had saved up already for the current champions, but I don't need a ton more for this champion training event. I'm most likely also going to be able to get an extra copy of Hoforis. And again, all of this here, guys, is free to play. And right now it's 100% free to play. I'm not getting extra resources. And again, even if I end up spending extra gems to do this on more energy refills, it is worth it. Think about it. You're getting a legendary champion and 2 really good epics out of all this. Guys, this is the best trade-off you can ask for your resources. So there you have it, guys. This is my new breakdown. Again, keep checking the plan. Something might change tomorrow. Hopefully, this is going to help you guys decide whether or not you want to summon today, assuming you haven't already. Thank you so much, and I'll catch you guys later.